Hello, what is up, folks? My name is Melvin, and welcome. So today I have this. Um, so you guys know how I'm trying to, just keep myself reminding these good traits. So in previous episodes, I've been talking about how yes, you should be practicing these skills. You should be reminding yourself, all these good skills because there's so much in your life that can remind you not to do it. Like for example, today I slept badly. I did not sleep well, so I am not fully awake. But regardless of that, I am going to try to explain how to be more grateful. Like I said, whenever I talk about these things, it's because I am trying to get better at it myself. I'm not coming from any expert positions. I haven't done any research on this. This is just my best advice. So how to be grateful. Um, Here's what I'll say, okay? Right from the same type of video, lists. It's good to write things down, and for the simple reason is that you're thinking about it and then you're writing it, so it's giving you more opportunity to remember and explain and analyze. So that's why I love writing things down in situations like this. And a list is a great way. So if you're ever feeling ungrateful, if you're ever feeling like, oh, I'm getting the short end of the stick in this situation. Okay, then you say to yourself, okay, we'll make a list. We'll make a list of all the things that you currently have that that you're grateful about. So making a list is awesome. So we'll start with me, just because I could definitely use the help right now. So things that are grateful, and what I would recommend to challenge is to try to do it from things that happened recently. So let's just say for me, like for me yesterday, I had a good sales day at work. I had a good sales day at work. So I got a good amount of, like, sales is part of the job. On top of that, the hourly I make is pretty good. So the hourly plus the commission, it's going to be a pretty good payday if I keep it up. Um, and again, I've talked about my job so many times. Oh man, but I have to remind myself just all the good things. Like the thing is, I'm in a position where I can choose to stay or go. I am in a position where I could decide to go if I want to. I can go somewhere else, you know. But there are some people who don't have that luxury. They work horrible jobs and they don't have that choice. Some people work two jobs and they don't have that choice to stay or go or do anything, you know. So while you're in the position that you're in, you just gotta remind yourself to be grateful. So what's another thing? What's another thing? I've been improving. You know, I have seen improvements. I haven't felt those improvements today, but I am seeing them. I am witnessing what is happening, and it's a great feeling to see that, to feel that accomplishment. I'm trying to figure out how to get it more often, how to get it, just on a more regular basis, how to hack it, I guess, in a way, how to, you know, um, make the most of my situation, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So I'm trying to figure those things out. It's not easy, and it takes a lot. That's the thing. So doing this, noticing improvements, noticing those things, it takes a while, you know? It's not an easy task because you're not used to paying attention to that. Um, so I'll keep it simple. I have friends. I have loved ones. What do I do with these friends and loved ones? I talk to them. I sometimes for some of them I play video games with them. watch movies, watch TV shows. I do all those things. I have that opportunity. There's certain people that they don't have anyone around them. You know, there's certain people I talk to who they're older, and they just don't have anyone to have a relationship with at all. Maybe just their doctor. That's pretty much it. They don't have anyone else in their lives, and I don't think it's from lack of trying. It's just they created a lifestyle with family that they can't spend time with anymore. You know, that's gone. It's not in their playbook anymore. So I still have those things around me. I'm young. I'm more fit than ever. That's great. That's a great thing. You know, despite how I feel, because right now I don't feel fit. Um, I feel exhausted, to be honest. But I'm more fit than ever. It's a great feeling to have. I feel like I have more energy. Yeah, yeah, that's another thing. I have more energy. Uh, and I say I take the bullshit by the horns. By the horns. I've noticed that I take it, you know. I go. I go for it. Um, I'm not I'm not the I'm not someone who hides as much. I take things head on now. And I like that. That's a great skill to have. I'm pretty proud to have those skills. So that's just a quick little example of just how lists can just get your mind moving, get them going. So another way of how to, be more grateful that you have the things you have in life is to just catch it. Catch those moments. Okay? Pretend that you have a that's not what I wanted it to look like. There we go. That looks better. Cool, cool. Pretend you have a net and you are catching little butterflies. Just trying to find an excuse to draw a little bit. Pretend that these great moments in your life, these tiny, tiny, tiny little moments, are butterflies, and you're trying to catch them. Because most of our life is just made up of tiny little moments. We're not going to have so many giant, amazing moments, especially if you work full time. Like, this is just not going to happen. Okay, your great moments in life are going to come from tiny little things. How good was your coffee? Um, what was that one joke that made everyone laugh? Uh, things like that. That's really what it comes down to. It's those tiny, tiny little moments that no one really thinks about. That it it's all about catching it and hopefully maybe putting it in a list. You know, uh, and the thing is, you might be saying to yourself, like, this is ridiculous. Like, why do I have to do that? Why, if my life is good, why do I need to, like, put so much effort into trying to make it good? Well, the thing is, we've our mindset is everything. If we don't have a good mindset, we could be the richest people in the world and suffer. You know, just I mean, there's no better example right now than what's going on with Kanye. Kanye is just not in a good headspace right now, despite still being worth hundreds of millions of dollars and never having to worry about most issues. He, because of his headspace, he is not in a good place right now. So catch those moments, catch them. And I'm going to say right now, this is something I'm starting to work on, but start writing. Start writing. Here's something writers are really good at doing that I wish I was good at doing. Writers are good at convincing themselves that their story is real, that their story has meaning. They argue that all the time. That's how their stories become believable, despite being recorded in front of a live studio audience, despite having actors, despite things being animated. Writers know, they know emotion. They know why emotion is important. They know all those things. At least the good writers do. Good writers know that. They know why emotion's important, and they're trying to get that out of you. They're trying to make you feel a certain way. So they're thinking about it all the time. But in this case, if you want to learn how to be more grateful, I think just starting to write about it, tell stories, write about these moments you had where you felt, that you were in control, that you were in command, that you were top dog, you know? And then throughout all of that, I'm going to write it again because I need to remember it all the time. Breathe. Breathe. Breathing is your stopwatch. Okay? So when you're just going through life. When you take that breath, the stopwatch stops for a second. Okay, and then when you're done breathing, you're back in there. It's kind of your break from the world. It is your break. The reason why I talk about these things in the first place is because I understand that life is just chaotic. It's very stressful. And I'm trying to hone these rules down myself. I'm trying to master these rules. I'm trying to be better than what I was before. And sometimes, no, not sometimes, all the time. It's not easy. It really is a difficult process. And most of the success that people have it because they followed the rules that anyone can follow. Successful people follow this very simple, they mastered all of the simple rules. And now they're doing the difficult ones. They're doing the ones that only 0.0001% of people are trying to master. But if you master all the simple rules, if you master those simple rules, then you can start focusing on that 0.0001%. But if you haven't mastered those, you gotta master the simple things. So that's why breathing, it's a part of your repertoire. It's what helps the anxiety go down a little bit. And from what I've said before, your mind is the gatekeeper. So your job as your mind's job as its gatekeeper is to put in front of you what's important and put away what's not important. And of course, again, our minds have just been morphed into something different. And I'm not trying to vilify social media like it's social media's fault. No, we got to take responsibility for that. We use a lot of social media. We surround ourselves with people that don't help us with these things, and that's our crutch to bear. We're not going to put the blame on anyone. So it's our job for having our minds to remind ourselves that our mind is the gatekeeper. We do have the power, the ability, the magic to have in front of us what our mind needs. We can sometimes be the medicine. Our minds are not perfect. It is, in a way, it's coded to work a certain way. And it's coded based on how our lifestyle is. We control that lifestyle. We control that destiny. So in a way, our minds are kind of like is kind of like our destiny, because if we focus more on good habits and getting things better, then more likely that's going to happen. Our minds are that gatekeeper. So if we train our minds to start being more grateful about things, they'll happen. But you got to remember this one rule that I say all the time: keep things simple. There are so many simple rules that we haven't yet mastered. Just because they're simple, just because we get it right 99% of the time, doesn't mean we can't get better at it. We can always get better at those simple skills. And getting better at those simple skills is way, way, way easier than getting better at those complicated skills. So start with the simple ones first. Now, don't underestimate them. Those are very, very important. It's just like having a regular sleep schedule. That's super important. That is critical. But a lot of us don't follow it. And that's probably the reason why I had bad sleep. I didn't follow my sleep schedule. I ruined my own sleep schedule. I know how important sleep is, and yet I ruined it. I should understand that, hone it, but at the same time, my mind's my gatekeeper. All those bad thoughts I'm having because I had bad sleep, it's my job to control it. So keep things simple, but at the same time, don't underestimate yourself. Don't underestimate yourself. You have the power. You just got to convince yourself that you do. We're such capable people, you know. People my age, people in their 20s and their 30s, we feel defeated. We feel like life just gave us a bad, like it gave us a bad RNG experience. But is that really true? Is that really true? Being born in America, or let's just say being born in the Western world. Let's just say that, okay? Western world just means like a developed country. Yeah, well, just AKA developed country. So, pretty much the majority of people I know were born in a developed country, okay? Born in a country with some of the best rules, some of the best economies, best school systems, things like that. So, being born in the Western world, aka developed country, okay? Speaking English. Speaking one of the most popular, widely used languages out there, okay? Getting educated. Two arms, two legs. Being able to walk. Trying to think what else. I don't know, functioning brain. Functioning brain. Like, what's the one thing? Like, I wish I was talking to someone, but tell me, like, with all the successful people that have existed, what is something that we're missing? What is something we don't have that they have? And I get it. The success, especially in America, is definitely more prone to people who've had success in the past, like families and stuff like that. But we can find our own success. We can find our little nuggets. We have that ability. We have I don't know what else you need. Speaking English, getting educated, like having education, two arms, two legs, being able to walk, functioning brain. I mean, what's stopping you? What is truly stopping you? I guess figuring that out. Figuring out figuring out what is truly stopping you. Try to be honest for a second. Figure it out. What is truly stopping you? What is that halt? If it is mental health, if it is, own up to it. It's okay. It really is okay. I said before, you don't want to be like Kanye. You don't want to be like someone who ignores mental health. I'm not saying that people who do become him, but I'm just saying you don't want to be him. And one of the reasons is because he's ignoring mental health. You know? So if that is what's stopping you, if it is just your brain convincing you not to do it, okay, you figured it out. You figured it out. What are the simplest steps from figuring that out can you do to go in the right direction? What are those simple things you can do? I find it for me, it is these videos. These videos kind of get everything I'm thinking about, but I'm not putting it into action. When I make these videos, I put it into action. I'm starting to remind myself, convince myself, tell myself that these things are important. You know why? Because they are important. They are. There's no getting around it. There's no argument, no debate. You know? There is something that's stopping me, and I just want to get better at it. I just want to get 1% better. You know? And that's probably the thing I'll end. Start with 1%. Okay? When you're doing anything at all, any new skill, anything, start with figuring out how can you be 1% better. Okay? Start figuring that out. So if it's like dieting, being healthy, what are things you can do to be 1% better? Or to be 1% better at the skill, one or the other. Is it, so let's just do dieting, for example. You're supposed to drink water with every meal. Or not supposed to, but it's beneficial. It's very beneficial. Actually, it's super beneficial. When you drink more water, you are just less hungry. So, drinking water with every meal. If you can master that simple rule, after a week, your hunger, your appetite does go down. You know? How much water? I don't know. But make sure you drink water with every meal. Make sure you drink water through every step, okay? Try to focus on mastering that rule. You might be saying, but I want to progress farther. I want to get better now. Okay, you do want to get better now. But what I don't want to happen is that you do 5 of these rules and you didn't master any of them, and then you go back to your old habits. It's much better to perfect one habit than start with the next one. Start one thing at a time. So just make your goal to just drink more water. Then your next goal, exercise 10 minutes a day. Then your next goal, 20 minutes a day. Then your next goal, eat vegetables. Like, just start mastering these simple things, put them on your plate, and then go. But start with the 1%. What is the 1% thing that will make you better? You know? That's starting to become my philosophy. So I think life can always be 1% better. You can always do something to make life 1% better. You can always do something simple. Even if you had everything in the world, if you had everything you absolutely wanted, human beings, you can make it 1% better. You can have one extra thought. You can create one extra thought that make you feel better. You can say one nice thing to a person to make their lives better. You can do those things. You know what? I want to say something right now, just so I don't forget it. So at work, I was helping this old lady, and she needed help to get into the store. I opened the door for her. I helped her get into the store. She paid her bill, and then I walked her to her car. That whole process took like 5 minutes. Like, walking her to her car took a long time. She had someone driving her, okay? She wasn't the one driving, but man, getting her to her car took forever. And it's something I forgot today, but I don't have that disability. I don't need help getting walked to my car. I don't need help. Um, I don't, yeah, I can pay my bill without needing help. I can do all those things without needing help. Some people don't have that luxury. So, you know, let's see.
You sure you don't want Julian? He's just sitting out here.
No, I'm good. Okay. So, to conclude, life is precious. Gold is not the only valuable resource. We need to train our eyes to focus on what we neglect. All the love that exists on earth and what we can do to share that with ourselves and others. We have the tools, the ability. We can focus on the positives. And it's hard. It is so hard. I'm telling you right now, it is so difficult. I don't think there's anything wrong with being honest with that. But it's about that 1%. It's about getting 1% better at something and then having that turn into an avalanche. That's really what it's about. Okay? But anyways, thank you so much for listening. You guys take care.